Ladies and gentlemen, SummerSlam is 6 days away. This is the Go Home Show review for SummerSlam this Sunday night, August 19th, live on the WWE Network. Today we talked about a possible finish, a shock finish that could be in the works for Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns on part 3 of episode 234 of this weekend's Off the Script. So if you guys missed that, please go and check it out in the annotation that you see in the top right corner of your screen right now. Also within this video, my thoughts to open part 3 of the unfortunate passing of Jim the Anvil Neidhart, who was one half of one of the greatest tag teams of all time with Bret the Hitman Hart, and they made up the Hart Foundation. My thoughts on what the Hart Foundation meant to me and where I feel they stand as far as tag team wrestling goes within the annals of WWE history. So if you guys want to go listen to that, like I said, link will be in the annotation that you see in the top right corner of your screen. Please go and check that out. Please make sure you guys also get your SummerSlam t-shirts. It's not just a gimmick, bro. It's just not a gimmick. It's 100% factual. It's the truth. SummerSlam t-shirts, barbershopwindow.com. Get yours today because it is the #1 seller right now on Barbershop Window. Thank you guys so very much. I want to make something perfectly clear before I even begin this review. Okay? Because there are people in and around the community who will take one aspect of a show and think that the show was a resounding success. All because WWE reintroduced Dean Ambrose at the end of Monday Night Raw does not make it a good show. I want to let you know right now, because I know there'll be some fucking idiot in the comment section of this very video, and there'll be some fucking idiot on social media who thought Monday Night Raw was a success and a good show based off Dean Ambrose coming back and finally being reintroduced to Monday Night Raw. Negative. There are 16 segments on Monday Night Raw. One good segment does not make a good show. So please, calm your fucking cocks and sit down. Monday Night Raw was a complete failure, as always. As always, there's something to complain about. There's something that we need to rant about and bring to everybody's attention. I will not try, well, at least I try. I don't want to yell, but I don't want to sit here and become fucking the color of Brother Love on Monday Night Raw review tonight. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that whatsoever, but I will not hold anything back as far as giving you factual information. I will not hold anything back as far as giving you guys the opinion and the truth that is the majority of the people who watch this show. And we're going to start off with the #1 thing that I have major issues with. What else is new? It's about Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns tonight on Monday Night Raw. For the first time in 4 years, WWE was about to bring me to the brink of actually typing out that I'm intrigued by a Roman Reigns Brock Lesnar main event for a major pay-per-view. And then all of a sudden I look up and I see what is being done to Roman Reigns in the way of Paul Heyman spraying him with pepper spray, and WWE flushed everything down the toilet. WWE took what could have been a great cliffhanger going into SummerSlam. WWE took something that could have intrigued everybody with this Roman Reigns Brock Lesnar main event that nobody wants, that nobody cares for, and they flushed it right down the toilet. For the first time in what has been 4 years, WWE actually had me to the point of typing out, I'm intrigued by the direction of the main event of SummerSlam. The visual of Roman Reigns being introduced by Paul Heyman was great. He did what he did for Brock Lesnar, or does for Brock Lesnar. The reigning, defending, undisputed World Heavyweight Universal Champion, Roman Reigns. And then he goes to shake Roman Reigns' hand. The thought of Roman Reigns being a Paul Heyman guy is not the idea that I'd go with. It's a great idea. It's a great look for Roman Reigns. It's not the idea that I would go with. The look of Roman Reigns being a Paul Heyman guy is great. The thought of Roman Reigns being portrayed as a heel is great. That is the entirety of what we need to see happen. It's the entirety, it's the visual of what we should have been for the last 4 years. And WWE has failed to do that. This potential cliffhanger that WWE had going in this segment was enough to sell me on what they were trying to do here. And then what does WWE do here? They flush it all away for the sake of the Roman Reigns agenda. They flushed it all the way. They flushed it all away. They teased something that we know. They teased something that we all know. They teased something that they all know should happen. And nobody will tell me differently at all here that WWE most definitely did this tonight. They teased this, knowing the majority of the people have been asking for this for the last 4 years. This is a slap in the face of everybody wanting Roman Reigns to turn heel. You want Roman Reigns to turn heel so badly? We'll tease it, and then we'll go right back to pushing the Roman Reigns initiative. We'll go right back to pushing the Roman Reigns agenda. We'll go right back to using everybody as puppets to try and get this guy over when we all know for a fact he is not over. WWE wasted everybody's time. They completely wasted everyone's time and effort. And once again, desperately tried to show you how Roman is our hero. This Roman is our hero bullshit. 6 days before SummerSlam. What have I told you from the beginning? What have I been preaching for the last, I don't even know how long? Every single Monday, every single off the script, I've been preaching that this is doomed to fail. I've been preaching how this will utterly be a disaster at SummerSlam. I have been preaching that going into SummerSlam, into New York City, into the Barclays Center, no matter how they brainwash you, no matter how they spin the initiative, no matter how they script the agenda, no matter how many times they try to manipulate you as if you need to cheer Roman Reigns going into SummerSlam, everything that they do, everything that they spin in their Roman Reigns web will not work. Going into Brooklyn, going into the main event of SummerSlam, going into a 5-hour show that is going to span 13 matches. You're going to close the main event of your second biggest show of the year with a match and 2 individuals that nobody wants to see, especially a New York City crowd. After 5 hours, you're going to present Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship in the main event. How do you think these fans are going to react in my hometown? You thought New Orleans was bad? You thought everything else leading up to this point was bad? Wait till you get to SummerSlam after a 5-hour shit show and the fans are ready to revolt. I guarantee you this is going to be the biggest failure of them all. How over is Roman Reigns heading into SummerSlam? Let me ask all these fucking social media idiots who are a part of the Roman Empire. Let me ask all these social media idiots who want to go against what I say. They know for a fact, these Roman Reigns fans, everybody that thinks I'm so negative in everything that I do and everything that I say, these people that think I'm so negative, how wrong am I? How wrong can I be? How wrong have I been? I haven't been wrong once. I've been right every step of the way when it comes to Roman Reigns. The only reason why these people think I'm wrong is because I'm speaking something that they don't want to hear. There's no way I've been wrong at all. How over is Roman Reigns? He ain't over at all. Roman Reigns is not over. Roman Reigns will never be over. Roman Reigns has never been over. Do you want to know why? Because everything that WWE has tried to do up until this point, they landed on a go-home show in Greensboro, North Carolina. In the middle of nowhere, Greensboro, North Carolina. And you have Roman Reigns being sprayed in the eyes by Paul Heyman with an unknown substance, which everything that's led up to this was nothing but a swerve. WWE then conveniently had Brock Lesnar come out and pick apart the pieces of a battered and beaten and blinded Roman Reigns. A Roman Reigns who was defenseless against Brock Lesnar tonight. And what did we hear? Loudly than anything else in this entire segment, we heard the chant of one more time. As not only Brock Lesnar choked him out with a rear naked choke, but we heard the chant of one more time as Brock Lesnar delivered a F5 to a blinded Roman Reigns. I ask you, Greensboro, North Carolina, this isn't a major market. This isn't Los Angeles. This isn't Chicago. This isn't Philadelphia. This isn't Miami. This isn't fucking New York City. This is Greensboro, North Carolina. How over is Roman Reigns? He's not over. If Greensboro, North Carolina is chanting one more fucking time for another F5, what do you think the Barclays Center is going to do after 5 hours of a piece of shit, poorly constructed SummerSlam event? I'm going to sit here on Sunday night when I do the review, or whenever I sit here and do my review, and I'm going to utter the words. The first thing you're going to hear out of my mouth is, I told you so. And I'm going to laugh at every fucking one of you who think Roman Reigns winning the Universal Championship is the right way to go. Now, I don't want to sit here and say that Roman Reigns is going to win the Universal Championship. I discussed on Off the Script today, I uttered the sentiment of WWE going into this cannot make the same mistake twice. They cannot repeat what happened at WrestleMania. It's either one thing or the other. WWE right now has a shocked finish or a shocking finish planned for SummerSlam. There's either one of two scenarios here. Number one, you got Brock Lesnar walking out of SummerSlam with the Universal Championship, and it's done and over with. 1, 2, 3. On the other hand, you have Roman Reigns do the same thing Goldberg did just a couple years ago at the Survivor Series against Brock Lesnar. 90 seconds. Superman punch, spear. 1, 2, 3, we crown a new Universal Champion. There's no in-between here. The in-between is the territory that WWE shall not venture in. It's the territory that WWE will venture in and ultimately make this a repeat of WrestleMania. They cannot do that. They cannot do what they did at WrestleMania. They cannot have a 20-minute match. We cannot see F5 after F5 after F5 after F5 after F5. It's the same story you told at WrestleMania, and Roman Reigns did not walk out of WrestleMania victorious. What makes you think that New York City is going to buy into that story and walk away? He did it. He's Superman. Are you fucking kidding me? You think New York City is going to believe in that initiative? You think WWE is stupid enough to believe New York City falling for that narrative? Are you out of your fucking mind? They cannot give me a 20-minute match like we've seen at WrestleMania. That will be the nail in the coffin. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that Roman Reigns is even going to walk out the Universal Champion. What we seen last week with Paul Heyman being choked out by Brock Lesnar, that was swerve number 1. Swerve number 2 was what we seen tonight with Roman Reigns being blinded by Paul Heyman. This could be the swerve before the swerve before the swerve. We could be in for another swerve at SummerSlam. Brock Lesnar could ultimately be played for the fool here by Paul Heyman. We all know how Paul Heyman operates. We all know how Paul Heyman is a born and bred New Yorker. You're going to try and get one over on Paul Heyman? You're going to want to disrespect Paul Heyman after Paul Heyman has legitimately done everything for you? This could be the swerve before the swerve. Roman Reigns could have been blinded tonight, but that doesn't mean that Roman Reigns is not going to align himself with Paul Heyman. It's still a possibility. Paul Heyman could easily turn on Brock Lesnar and align himself with Roman Reigns, and WWE is right now suckering everybody in to think that Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar are back to being what they usually are. A buddy duo, hand in hand, a partnership. The swerve could still be coming at SummerSlam where Paul Heyman turns on Brock Lesnar and aligns himself with Roman Reigns and helps Roman Reigns win the Universal Championship. Or Paul Heyman could align himself with Braun Strowman for all we know. But this could be the swerve before the swerve. I'm not putting any stock in WWE. I'm not putting any stock in WWE doing the right thing. I'm not putting any stock in WWE giving me the story of turning Roman Reigns heel, the right story. This is WWE in the end. But what we seen tonight, WWE gave us a cliffhanger and they flushed everything down the toilet. They gave us something that presented some intrigue for a dead main event that nobody wants, and they flushed it down the fucking toilet. Why would you not go with that cliffhanger going into SummerSlam? Why did you need to play up the fact that Roman Reigns is being bombarded? Roman Reigns was swerved. Roman Reigns was screwed. It's all a part of the manipulation plan. It's all a part of the narrative and the agenda to get this guy over. And he's not over. Greensboro, North Carolina wanted Roman Reigns to get slaughtered by a returning Brock Lesnar. There were chants before the chant of one more time of, "We want Lesnar." You didn't think I heard that one though, right? I even thought I heard "Get these hands" being chanted. And where is Braun Strowman in all of this? Braun Strowman has been very quiet in regards to the Universal Championship. Brock Lesnar showed his face on Monday Night Raw more times in the last 2 weeks than he's done all year. Where is Braun Strowman in all of this? Very quiet. Which makes me believe that a cash-in is very imminent. But don't fall for this bullshit. WWE fucked everything up as far as making this intriguing, and they have secured this main event as grade A failure. Nobody wants to cheer him. Nobody wants to see this match. WWE used this as a tactic to present him in a way so that you think you need to cheer him, yet nobody gives a shit about him. Lesnar has been presented as the villain in every sense. Every sense. Every part of a villain, Brock Lesnar has been portrayed. He's the villain that doesn't show up to work. He's the villain who doesn't care about the title and the company that pays him. The villain that doesn't respect the locker room. The villain who needs to take the cheapest way out to get ahead in situations like he did tonight. Meanwhile, he is legitimately one of the toughest men walking this planet and does not need help in beating anybody in that ring. So does it look like, in retrospect, that he came out tonight and received chants of one more time? Do you think people hate Brock Lesnar after all of this? Look at it back now. Look at the build for this match after tonight with the chance of one more time. You know, they wanted Roman Reigns to continue getting beat up. The only positive in this entire thing is that WWE has now made this match from predictable. They've turned this match from predictable to somewhat unpredictable. It isn't as predictable as it was before. Now, I'm not sure if WWE was trying to go for that aspect, but they attained it tonight. That was the only redeeming quality of that segment with Heyman, Lesnar, and Roman Reigns going into SummerSlam. Heyman and Reigns, like I said before, still could be a tandem, a duo coming out of SummerSlam. It could be the swerve before the swerve. Heyman is known to be dirty. He could have amended things with Lesnar only to teach him a lesson for treating him like shit just a week ago, only to align himself with Reigns or someone not named Lesnar or Roman Reigns. It could be Braun Strowman for all we care. But this segment was fucking flushed down the toilet, and WWE ruined any intrigue that they had building with this segment going into SummerSlam. Instead, we got the narrative, we got the agenda, we got the initiative of, oh, look at poor Roman. It's a 2-on-1 situation. Oh, look at poor Roman. Roman got played by Paul Heyman. Oh, look at Roman. He's defenseless and blinded against Brock Lesnar. Give me a fucking break. How over is Roman Reigns? Not over at all. This is doomed to fail, and I will be laughing come the 11 o'clock hour on Sunday night. I will be laughing at every single one of you who said I was wrong and said, oh, look, Vince McMahon's plan is actually working. Remember these words tonight. Greensboro, North Carolina chanted one more time for a second F5, and it was the loudest chant of the entire segment. I'm right and you're wrong, and I love proving everybody wrong. Moving on. Let me talk about this Ronda Rousey situation, okay? Ronda Rousey opened the show, and everybody thought she was going to come out and address Alexa Bliss and her Raw Women's Championship situation. She actually started the show off not talking about Alexa Bliss, and started the show off with some beautiful words about what our fathers mean to us and how important they are to our family. And a lot of people went into this segment, really indifferent. And I gauged everybody's feeling on social media. I, for one, thought this was a fantastic segment with Ronda Rousey. Some people thought that it was shitty of WWE to use Ronda Rousey in this segment, in this moment, to highlight Jim the Anvil Neidhart's passing today. Rest in peace, Anvil. They felt like they shouldn't have used Ronda Rousey in this situation and make light of Jim the Anvil Neidhart's passing, only to get Ronda and Alexa's feud over going into SummerSlam on the go-home show. I could certainly understand everybody's sentiment with that, but I didn't think it was meant in a way of disrespect, because WWE treated the passing of Anvil with the utmost class and respect tonight. Not only did they have Ronda go out and utter some beautiful words, which actually made me shed a tear tonight. And it's very difficult to not, appreciate what Ronda said tonight, because when Ronda opened her mouth and she mentions the words, Jim the Anvil Neidhart, that crowd went dead silent as if it was in church on a Sunday morning. Everybody, legitimately, you could hear a fucking pin drop in that arena. Everybody, out of respect, went silent. So having Ronda in that situation, I thought was a beautiful plan. She made people tear up with what she said. It looked like Ronda was holding back tears herself. And like I said, people were going to have a different opinion on this after it was all over, because they didn't want Ronda to use the passing of Jim the Anvil Neidhart to be used in playing up the fact of Alexa and Ronda's storyline going into SummerSlam. Now, I don't think that was the case at all. It was an emotional aspect, and I thought it was beautifully done. It played into the fact that Natty was the first one to treat Ronda with welcoming open arms coming into the WWE. Natty trained Ronda first and foremost out of everybody there. She trained with Ronda. She was the one responsible for getting Ronda to where she is today. And that was all played up here. And the least, that Ronda could do going into this is pay respect from the heart for her very, very dear friend, Natalya Neidhart. The entire segment went from cheering Ronda when she came out. People thought that she was going to address Alexa Bliss And when she spoke of the anvil, the entire crowd went silent in respect. And I thought it was a great segment. Alexa Bliss vs. Ember Moon was announced. It was actually a match done because Natalya was supposed to go one-on-one with Alexa, but clearly that was not the case tonight for obvious reasons. Alexa came down and went on about how Kurt Angle has not backed up his women's champion. Why would he? You're trash. And how he doesn't care about the championship match on Sunday. Going on and on about how Ronda was an overrated rookie and that she will put the exclamation point on that statement on Sunday. Alexa then had these bodyguards with her. These 3 big guys come out with her and said, if Ronda is going to be able to stand with Ember in her corner, then I'm going to have protection in my corner, because nothing is done about Ronda when she goes on these tirades, when she goes on these destructive rants. Just beating everybody in sight, doing what she wants. Alexa didn't want none of that to happen. This violent nature, so she had security guards stand with her. So Alexa gets in the ring as Ember Moon and Ronda are talking strategy, and Alexa shoves Ember Moon into the top turnbuckle, and this, by force, knocks Ronda to the outside. These guards get in the ring because Ronda immediately gets to her feet, rushes in the ring, and then wants to beat up Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss is hiding like the coward heel she is behind not only these guards, but Alicia Fox. So Ronda is in the ring, and when I tell you the most awkward, the most unnatural situation of situations occurred. Ronda Rousey, and I don't know if it was a miscue. I don't know if it's the fact that people don't want to take a legitimate shot from Ronda Rousey. But WWE needs to do something when Ronda is in these types of segments. Because when you look at stuff like this happening in the middle of the ring, it not only comes off as awkward, but it doesn't do anybody, including Ronda, any favors. If you want to legitimize Ronda Rousey as the woman of this entire division, if you want to legitimize Ronda Rousey more so than just using her name in the headlines, you gotta actually have her presented and portrayed on television in a right way. Whatever they did tonight was god-awful. It was god-awful. I don't even know why this situation was even conceived in the creative room. These guys legitimately looked so out of place taking Ronda's punches that they made Shane McMahon's shadow punches look bad. I can throw a better fucking punch against these guys than Ronda Rousey did. I think any one of you could have done the same thing and make it look a little bit more legit. These guys were standing almost waiting for Ronda to throw them around. And in what situation is any woman, I don't give a fuck if you're Ronda Rousey, I don't give a shit who you are or where your fighting background is. The fact that Ronda Rousey is in the ring with 3 large men playing security guards, I don't give a shit if she beats the shit out of one, but that doesn't mean the other 2 guys have to stand around watching one of them get his ass kicked. It is absolutely ridiculous as far as the realism aspect goes. It was awful. The middle guy, the biggest guy of the bunch, stood, pretty much put his arm out for Ronda to throw him. And then the other guy just stood there like a fucking clown. And then the one token black guy, he was the smartest of the bunch. He got out of the ring knowing that there's nothing that he could do against Ronda Rousey, and he ran to safety. This was awful. This was absolutely awful. You know what these guys reminded me of? They reminded me of a power... I'm gonna go back and use the Power Ranger references. You know the putties? You know those fucking token, inconveniences to the Power Rangers while Rita Repulsa or Lord Zed was planning something even bigger. They send the putties out there. What was the fucking sound they used to make? And they wear the fucking silver masks. These guys are standing in the fucking ring, waiting to get their ass kicked like putties from the Power Rangers, man. They offered absolutely no backup whatsoever. It's fucking stupid. Absolutely stupid. They just stood there. There's no way anyone like Ronda, no matter who she is, what background she has, should take down 3 large men like that. I'd rather this segment not even happen. Instead of making everyone look like a fucking blithering idiot out there, they all look like clowns out there, including Ronda. The only thing that Ronda does well in these segments is, man, she could take a fucking barricade shot. She gets thrown into the barricade like a fucking world-class champion. Holy shit. I mean, give me a fucking break. Everybody look like a fucking idiot out there waiting for their cues. I understand selling the match and the fact that Alexa is a coward, but there has to be a better way to go about it. The idea was a great idea in concept, but when it was actually executed, it looked like a fucking circus. Speaking of circus, Alicia Fox, and I know there's some weird Alicia Fox fetish on social media. Alicia Fox is an 11-year veteran. 11 years. Ronda Rousey has been with the WWE for 8 months. I cannot even begin to tell you how much farther along Ronda Rousey is than Alicia Fox in 8 months compared to 11 years. Ronda has been here for 8 months and she's leaps and bounds ahead of where Alicia Fox is after 11 years. Alicia Fox is obviously taking lessons from Dana Brooke. Alicia Fox is absolutely god-awful in everything that she does. She has a miserable character that nobody really gives a shit about. It's absolutely channel-changing fucking cringe. There's nothing a part of her character or nothing about her character that lends to me saying, wow, I can't wait to see Alicia Fox. I'm investing my time in Alicia Fox. She is god-awful. She so horribly fucked up the ending of this match that I don't know what the fuck happened. But I know there'll be some fucking idiot on social media raving and ranting about how Alexa Bliss kicked out of the Eclipse. And that's not the case whatsoever. You could blame Alicia Fox for fucking her cue up. I don't know if she fucked up her cue or if Alicia Fox is just that fucking horrible at what she does. I'm not sure if it was a miscue or just bad coordination on the fact that Alicia Fox tried to break this up and cause a DQ. But it resulted in Alexa Bliss kicking out of what is the best finishing move in the entire women's division outside of Kairi Sane's insane elbow off the top rope. That was god-awful. It made me absolutely fucking cringe with fright watching this woman try and break up a pinfall and fail miserably at it. Why is she even there? Why is she in this spot? How many fucking lackeys does Alexa Bliss need to go through? She had Mickie James. Where the fuck did Mickie James go? Did she get a vacation? Did she get fired? Where the fuck is Mickie James at? Oh, she's injured. She's injured. Ronda tore her arm out. So Alexa Bliss has to go and downgrade to Alicia Fox? You're better off operating on your own. This is minor league shit that nobody, like an 11-year veteran, should be fucking up. Especially not against the Eclipse. Not only did you fuck up the match, but you fucked up potentially someone kicking out of the Eclipse. Asuka is the only one to kick out of the Eclipse. Now you're going to have people on social media, oh, Alexa Bliss sued. Alexa Bliss kicked out of the Eclipse. These fucking toothless fucking virgins who got Alexa Bliss as their fucking avatar on social media. You know? Fuck out of here, man. Blissful moment? No. Awful moment. There's no mixing up blissful and awful. Everything that she does is fucking awful. Get the fuck out of here, man. What a shit segment. The match itself wasn't even that bad, but the botch at the end made me forget about everything that they did in the middle of the ring. And please, will someone tell me, why isn't Ember Moon being featured more prominently on Monday Night Raw? I mean, are the creative minds on this show that fucking terrible at what they do? But no, you got Carmella as your SmackDown Live Women's Champion. For fuck's sake, you got Alexa Bliss, who's nothing but a fucking microphone, representing the Raw Women's Championship. Meanwhile, you got Bayley, Sasha, Ember, Ruby Riott on Monday Night Raw, not a part of SummerSlam. It really must be a summer scam in Brooklyn on August 19th. Are you fucking joking me? And again, I pose this question. When Ronda Rousey inevitably wins the Raw Women's Championship, what are you going to do then? Everybody on Monday Night Raw is going to be playing second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth fiddle to Ronda Rousey. And WWE, believe it or not, let me get this out there for the fucking creative goons who are watching my fucking show right here tonight or tomorrow at some point. What are you going to do when Ronda wins the Women's Championship? Are you going to get yourself ready for Survivor Series? What's going to happen at Survivor Series? It's Raw versus SmackDown, right? Who are you going to put up against Ronda Rousey at Survivor Series? Is it going to be Carmella? Is it going to be Becky Lynch? Is it going to be Charlotte? Or is it going to be Asuka? Because I know if I'm booking Survivor Series, I'm not doing Charlotte yet. Because I know WWE has that in the back of their minds for WrestleMania. Because Charlotte's untouchable. Charlotte's the Roman Reigns of the women's division. What are you going to do? You're going to do Carmella? You're going to embarrass yourself? That doesn't speak to me as being Raw versus SmackDown Super Show. What kind of competitive nature is that? On one hand, you got a legitimate fucking fighter. On the other hand, you got a fucking joke who's made of nothing but Monopoly money. What are you going to do? You're going to give me Becky versus Ronda? You're going to give me Asuka? You're going to include Asuka tomorrow night in a match against Carmella? You're going to have Asuka gain entry into this match and make it a fatal four-way instead of a triple threat? What are you going to do? Because you got to start thinking ahead. But thinking ahead with this company doesn't make sense. You better start planning now, because if Ronda's going to win the championship, then you better start planning for November. I'm telling you right now. And I'm the only one in this community that's already bringed up that aspect. If Ronda wins the championship, who the fuck are you going to battle at Survivor Series? Who are you going to put her against one-on-one at Survivor Series? Because if it's Survivor Series, I know if I'm WWE, I'm setting out my best fucking champions. I'm putting my best champions forward for Survivor Series. But if this was me, I would have given Ember Moon the championship by now, and then maybe Ronda taking it off Ember towards the end of the year. And I would have had Ember versus Asuka in a rematch from last year's TakeOver Brooklyn number 3, which was the best women's match of the entire year in 2017. But what the fuck do I know? What the fuck do I know? Anybody at this point would have gone into Survivor Series making a fucking 5-star classic with Asuka. Sasha, Ruby, Ember. What are you going to do? You better start thinking about it. I can't be the only one thinking that far ahead, but what the fuck do I know? I'm just some fucking irrelevant fucking clown on social media and YouTube talking WWE. What the fuck do I know? Alicia Fox is god-awful. Baron Corbin. I will say this. Baron Corbin has two of my most favorite moves in all of WWE. The way he does Deep Six is absolutely brilliant. I love it. It's just so fucking great to watch. The End of Days is still my favorite move in all of WWE. It's still my favorite finisher in all of WWE. Baron Corbin in this Constable role is really, really coming into his own. And I didn't like it at first, but I kind of warmed up to it. I grew into it. It's getting him over. It's getting him over with the audience as a dominant heel role. And it's having him slowly but surely come out of his shell. Now, I don't really care for authority figures. This is not really what I would have done with Baron Corbin. But looking back on when they first made him Constable, and we were all kind of shitting on the idea, this is the best you got for Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin's supposed to be a blue chip prospect here in the WWE, future prospect, WWE champion, blah, blah, blah. It really doesn't look that bad now, several months later. But again, the guy's doing meaningless fucking garbage on Monday Night Raw, feuding with Smiley Finn, the little engine that can't, Finn Balor. I like that nickname a lot better than the Demon, or the Demon King, because this guy ain't no fucking Demon King. This guy's nothing but a fucking smiley idiot. Baron Corbin went over Kurt Angle's head right now on Monday Night Raw to make matches behind his back with Stephanie McMahon. So Angle obviously took offense to this. I'm the general manager of Monday Night Raw. I'm here. Why are you going over my head and conducting business with Stephanie McMahon? Now, he thought he could make matches that would be beneficial to SummerSlam. Because apparently it's Baron Corbin versus Finn Balor again at SummerSlam. For what? I don't know. Is it for the lease on Finn Balor's Fisher-Price home? What the fuck are they fighting for again? What is this feud about? I don't know. Maybe Finn Balor colored outside the lines. Maybe he colored the dinosaur purple and not green. Maybe he baked some easy-baked fucking muffins when Baron Corbin wanted cookies. I don't fucking know. What the fuck are they fighting over? Why is this match even happening? You know what I would have did? I would have left both of these guys off SummerSlam because it's a fucking useless match. A match that I'm sure I'll be waiting at the bar for my 6th drink at this point. Because that's the only way I'm going to enjoy this shit show. And I would have put Sasha, Amber, and Ruby Riott in a #1 contenders match for the Raw Women's Championship. Wouldn't you enjoy that a lot more than a Finn Balor versus Baron Corbin meaningless match at SummerSlam? But again, what the fuck do I know? What the fuck do I know? So, he made matches here beneficial to him tonight. Pretty much. He booked himself in a match with Tyler Breeze. Now, anybody with a logical fucking brain would realize, well, Tyler Breeze is the much better wrestler compared to Baron Corbin. But in the end of this thing, Baron Corbin beat Tyler Breeze with the Deep Six. Baron Corbin beat Tyler Breeze with the Deep Six, which is a setup move leading into the end of days, if you really want to look at it. Look at it this way. The Deep Six is very similar to the Blue Thunder Bomb. Sami Zayn's Blue Thunder Bomb, one of the prettiest moves in all of WWE. How many matches has he won with it? 1. He won a random match on SmackDown Live with the Blue Thunder Bomb. He never won a big match with the Blue Thunder Bomb, though he should. The Blue Thunder Bomb should actually be his finishing move, and the Helluva Kick should be his setup. And boy, do I miss Sami Zayn. I really miss Sami Zayn. So, he beat Tyler Breeze with the Deep Six, which is a setup move. He's never beaten anybody with the Deep Six. Tyler Breeze loses to the Deep Six. Why? Why does Tyler Breeze continuously have to be treated like garbage? Why? We all know Tyler Breeze is the much better wrestler. Tyler Breeze is presented as one half still of Breezango. He's tag team partners with Fandango. Can you please tell me why you are taking somebody who could be one of the best talents you have on this entire show and you're withering him away to basically nothing in a job match, losing to a move that's never beaten anybody before on Monday Night Raw? Why isn't this guy working NXT? Why isn't this guy in feuds with Adam Cole, Velveteen Dream, Ricochet? Why? Why is he not in NXT? I don't understand this. So Baron Corbin beats Tyler Breeze. Then he goes on and makes a handicap match for Finn Balor. So he made matches beneficial to him. He gave himself the jobber, who's not really a jobber in my eyes. He's just somebody who's WWE just clearly miscast and doesn't give a shit about and underutilizing. And he booked Finn Balor in a match with Jinder Mahal and Kevin Owens. So Kurt Angle comes out and says, listen, you know, you might have made the matches, but that doesn't mean I can't change them. I still am the GM at the end of the day. So what did he do? Please scratch your head and contemplate this for a little bit. What do you think he did? What do you think he did? He made a tag team match. Ding, 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 ding. You win absolutely nothing. You win predictability on Monday Night Raw. WWE filling this glorious 3 hours of garbage with more predictable situations. So WWE made Baron Corbin and his match of Jinder Mahal and Kevin Owens versus Finn Balor into a tag team match where Finn Balor now teams with Braun Strowman. Predictable garbage. By the way, now I understand Braun Strowman is a Southern boy. I understand that. And we were in Greensboro, North Carolina. But Braun Strowman would have gotten this reaction from any city that they were in on the go-home show before SummerSlam. Did you see the reaction that Braun Strowman got tonight? I hope WWE or someone in WWE is listening and watching. No matter where they were tonight, Braun Strowman gets that reaction pretty much on every Monday Night Raw. Now, if WWE does not book this man to walk out of the weekend, I'm not saying it's SummerSlam, but if WWE does not book Braun Strowman to walk out of Brooklyn as the Universal Champion, they will have royally fucked up. This will be an even bigger failure than what I discussed already with Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. Now, the reports are that Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman are going to be headed towards a feud after SummerSlam and that WWE is contemplating turning Braun Strowman heel. After tonight, how the fuck can you warrant a Braun Strowman heel turn? We are way beyond that. This guy is not a heel. The only one that should be turned heel right now is the one guy that WWE will not turn heel. Please don't make this into a John Cena 12-year-long fucking debate. Turn the fucking guy heel. Make sense of what we're watching on television. And that, turning Braun Strowman heel, should not even be fucking attempted. It shouldn't even be a thought in anybody's mind on this creative team. I don't know. I really don't know. Please, do the right thing. Neither one of those guys in the main event should be walking out the Universal Champion. That's just my honest opinion. That was pretty much everything of importance on Monday Night Raw. Now let me talk about this Dean Ambrose situation. Dean Ambrose came back. Everybody was excited to see Dean Ambrose. Everybody was wondering what was going on with this. Oh, Seth Rollins isn't here. Seth Rollins has travel issues. Seth Rollins was flying from China, and he was doing PR work over there. He was training and doing some type of weird shit over there in China. Whatever. Whatever the case is, Seth Rollins was on Monday Night Raw. So WWE played up the fact that Rollins wasn't there, and this was an ongoing thing throughout the entire show. Ziggler saying, listen, I'll sign the contract. If Rollins doesn't show up by the end of the night, he forfeits this match and any shot at the Intercontinental Championship. So Rollins didn't show up, and Kurt Angle almost kind of lured him into signing the contract. So, Kurt Angle really isn't that all of a good GM if you're thinking about it. Comes out there, starts claiming that he wants Roman Reigns to kick Brock Lesnar's ass so that the Universal Championship is back on the show. He's baiting and switching champions now in Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre to sign contracts just to get, the match signed, sealed, and delivered, which swings the favor in Seth Rollins' corner now. Well, what kind of GM is this guy? Showing favoritism all over the fucking place. No wonder why Baron Corbin's going behind your back. You're a fucking blithering idiot. Anyway, Dolph Ziggler went on and on and on about how he doesn't give a shit about the fans, how he's done this for years, how they respect Seth Rollins, and blah, 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 blah. Ziggler was in rare form tonight. Cut a very good promo. Very difficult to listen to him with his flat-ironed hair. I don't know what the fuck he's looking like. I prefer his old hairstyle. He looks completely ridiculous, the flat iron. But he goes on and on and on and on. And Kurt Angle introduces Seth Rollins. Nobody comes out. Fans disappointed at this point. Nobody knows what's going on. Ziggler signs the contract, ultimately pretty much signing away that Rollins is not going to get the Intercontinental Championship match at SummerSlam. The match is canceled. So Seth Rollins comes out after Dolph Ziggler continues to speak. Let me go over my notes and go over what exactly he said here so you guys have an idea of what he did really say. Ziggler goes on about how the fans turned their backs on him and will do the same to Rollins. Then the next guy and the guy after that. Ziggler says the vicious cycle will never end because of the fans. The fans are never happy. He also talks about how the fans never stuck around through the hard times, but now for the first time, someone actually has his back and doesn't just ride his coattails to collect a paycheck. He goes on praising McIntyre for running with Ziggler, having his back, and Ziggler tells Angle, hand me the contract, so they can make this officially a forfeit for Rollins going into SummerSlam. So McIntyre goes on to say that he respects Rollins. Believe it or not, they do respect Rollins. He talks about why their movement came to Monday Night Raw and says that Rollins gets his respect because he fights and makes them work hard in the end. Rollins was the architect. But now he's the architect of his own downfall. People say that when you get to Monday Night Raw, it's the cream of the crop. And when people get here, they feel like they can coast by. They could sit in the back and the hard work stops. When you get to Monday Night Raw, this is the beginning. This is where the hard work starts. And that's why they respect Rollins. Everybody else in the back, They want to sit around and collect a paycheck and feel like this is all that they can accomplish. You get to Monday Night Raw, and that's where the hard work stops. I really like what McIntyre really uttered there. So, Ziggler signs the contract. And the contract states that the Intercontinental Championship match will be with Ziggler and McIntyre in his corner. So, Rollins comes out and says that he was dealing with travel issues, but he wasn't dealing with his own travel issues. He was dealing with somebody else's. He mentions the contract clause where it says he can have somebody in his corner at SummerSlam, saying it was there for a reason, because he's tired of battling 2-on-1. And he says, since Drew McIntyre, the Scottish psychopath, and I like that they worded it that way, the Scottish psychopath will be in Ziggler's corner, he figured he would have a lunatic in his, and this is where the fans went crazy. Fans fucking are on the edge of their seat. Dean Ambrose music hits, and my God, he came out. He shaved his head. He looks like he bulked up big time. And with Renee on commentary for the first time ever on Monday Night Raw, I don't know how it got past anybody as to having Dean Ambrose come out on Monday Night Raw the same night that his wife is doing commentary for the first time ever on Monday Night Raw. Needless to say, Ambrose looks great. It's good to see him back. It definitely adds a new aspect to this dead feud known as Ziggler and Rollins. Having the tag team matches with both of them will give it a new dynamic, but we've also seen Reigns and Rollins versus Ziggler and McIntyre, so it's not going to be that much different. The only aspect of it is that Rollins and Ambrose are former tag team champions on Monday Night Raw. And the aspect of building not only Rollins as Intercontinental champion coming out of SummerSlam, it's also the fact that Rollins and Ambrose could also capture the tag team championships, and we could have some solid matches between those guys. We'd have some solid matches with Ambrose and Rollins versus the Revival. We'd have some solid matches with Ambrose and Rollins versus the Authors of Pain when the time comes. So it certainly adds a new dynamic. McIntyre takes a super kick from Rollins, dirty deeds to Ziggler, and Ambrose and Rollins stand tall, and everybody was going crazy. Rollins signs the SummerSlam contract, so Ambrose is back. Ambrose is going to be in Rollins' corner. I'm happy he's back, but, WWE, I don't know why they didn't save it for SummerSlam. They wanted to hype up SummerSlam, and WWE took all the mystique out of this, what would have been a predictable situation anyway, but I don't know why they're so gun-trigger happy on pulling these surprises so fast. I would have much rather saved this for SummerSlam. It would have been great if Rollins came out in New York City for the first time since 9 months away and showed his support for Rollins in New York City at SummerSlam. Why do it now? Yeah, it was predictable, but, for Christ's sakes, save it. Save it. I don't know. I would have went about it a completely different way. And Rollins, clearly he's going to have a babyface Ambrose in his corner. Rollins is going to have a babyface Ambrose in his corner. There was no way around Ambrose coming back as a babyface. There was no way around it. But the heel turn is something that we are all going to keep a close eye on. Ambrose looks very heel-like. The shaved head, the bulked up physique. He's got new merchandise. I see heel turn awaiting Dean Ambrose. And I think when the time is right, when Ambrose and Rollins once again reclaim the tag team championships, or Ambrose just has enough of Rollins stealing the spotlight as Intercontinental Champion, make it about that. Ambrose could be back right now for the time being to give Ambrose support and back him at SummerSlam. But when the time is right and when Rollins wins that championship, Ambrose, you want to really have a lunatic on your hands? Rollins and Ambrose story is already told. Rollins cost Ambrose 9 months of his career. Ambrose didn't receive one phone call from Seth Rollins while he was in rehabilitation. He went on and on and on, winning Intercontinental Championships. Monday Night Rollins was hot. Back to where it was when he first won the world title. And he seemingly did all this without his partner. He didn't give a shit about anything. Wanting to be Universal Champion, wanting a shot at Brock Lesnar. He did all these things. He made a nice little home for himself on Monday Night Raw while Ambrose was away. Meanwhile, he cost him 9 months of his career. It's a story that WWE can easily tell. And I hope that they do that because there's nobody outside of a Sasha or Bayley who need a heel turn and Roman Reigns, but that's self-explanatory. Ambrose turning heel is absolutely a necessity. Ambrose, for years, has been stagnant, stale, formulaic, boring. Ambrose, out of everybody, he's in Roman Reigns' category right now as far as needing a heel turn. I think Ambrose turning heel on Rollins would be absolutely fantastic. And I need to see a lunatic as far as Ambrose. You want lunatic fringe? Then give me a fucking lunatic. I'm not saying Sami Callihan type lunatic, but give me something that's borderline fucking, Terry Funk, Brian Pillman almost. Not even to that extent. Some of that. Give me something that makes him live up to the name lunatic. Please. It's great to see him back. It obviously fits into the narrative. But people, like I said in the beginning, are going to be overhyping this return and saying, Monday Night Raw was a resounding success. It was going to happen anyway. WWE did it because they knew Monday Night Raw had nothing going for it. So they figured, why not? Let's do the return now. Everybody's going to tune into SummerSlam regardless. But knowing me, with my old school mentality, I would have saved it for SummerSlam. That's just me. Anyway, how many minutes are we in on this review? We are 57 minutes in. Let me quickly go over the results here and break everything down. We went over the Ronda Rousey, Alexa Bliss, private security segment, and how I thought it was awkward and just unnatural. Alexa Bliss versus Ember Moon. I mean, it wasn't really anything to write home about, but Moon drops Bliss with an enziguri. Moon drops Bliss in the corner, goes for a tornado DDT into a big suplex. Very nice spot. Ember Moon is fantastic, man. I love me some Ember Moon. Rousey takes out Fox on the floor, sends her into the barricade. Bliss drops Moon in the ring and goes to the floor to take out Rousey. This is why I said earlier that Ronda Rousey takes one hell of a fucking barricade shot. Bliss tosses Rousey into the barricade, and Bliss returns to the ring, but Moon nails a gut buster. Moon goes to the top for the Eclipse, nails it. Moon covers for the win, but Alicia Fox late to the party and blows what could have been a disqualification ending, and it looked like Alexa Bliss had to kick out of the Eclipse, which I hope isn't the case, and they do play it off as a DQ, but some people on social media are going to be bragging, Alexa Bliss kicked out of the Eclipse. No, she didn't. It's just that Alicia Fox does a terrible job at doing what she needs to do. Ember Moon wins by DQ. Fox attacks Moon again after the match, and Rousey comes in, hits her with a few moves, almost pulls her arm out of the socket. Again, Fox and Bliss roll to the outside, and Ronda Rousey with Ember Moon stands tall in the ring. We had Baron Corbin versus Tyler Breeze. We went over this as well. Deep 6 for the victory. Baron Corbin pins Tyler Breeze quick. After the match, Corbin is the winner. He goes on to say how Finn Balor is the little engine that can't. And he says, well, here's Finn Balor's match. Jinder Mahal. And then he says, well, what's better than a Jinder Mahal Finn Balor match? How about we make it a 2-on-1 handicap match with Kevin Owens? And then this match is turned into Finn Balor and Braun Strowman versus Jinder Mahal and Kevin Owens, because Kurt Angle says, you may be able to make the matches with Stephanie, but that doesn't mean I can't change them. So here, Braun Strowman and Finn Balor win. Braun here unloads on Jinder, knocks Kevin Owens off the apron. Braun runs around the ring, scoops Singh to the floor, slamming him into Owens like a battering ram. That was a fun-looking spot. Braun runs back, misses a corner splash on Jinder. Jinder with a knee, but Braun still on his feet. Braun catches Jinder with a big power slam and covers him for the win. Shanti! Jinder Mahal is shitty! Get the fuck off my TV, man. My God. And this guy was a WWE champion last year. Just let that sink in. I'm going to remind you every fucking week. Braun Strowman and Finn Balor win here ahead of their SummerSlam matches. Bobby Lashley is in the ring, or was about to come out to the ring, Elias is on stage. And before that, we got this guy named Ricky Roberts, who's in the ring with a guitar. He's wearing a cowboy hat, cowboy boots. He's got a guitar. Says he might not be able to play the guitar, so what the fuck are you doing in the ring with one? But he will be a good guitar player one day, and he will be in the Country Music Hall of Fame. So Elias comes out and interrupts Ricky Roberts with his guitar. Elias sitting on the stage with his stool, takes a seat, gets the spotlight, tells Ricky that there's only one Elias in the world, and everybody's looking at him. Elias plugs his new album, or EP. It's only 4 songs, so it's not really a full-length album. Plugs that he's got a show at the Gramercy Theater in New York City. I've seen many a metal band at the Gramercy Theater. Last time I was at the Gramercy Theater, I watched, who was it? It was Dragon Force, Soilwork, and Death Angel at the Gramercy Theater. Ooh, it's a good show right there, man. Death Angel was fantastic, by the way. And Dragon Force is always drunk live, but they are fucking fun as shit to watch live. So he plugs that. He plugs his new bracelet for $5.99. I may actually get myself one, man. I need a new Elias. I need a new AJ Styles hat too. This one's all faded. I wear it every fucking day. But Elias plugs his music, the bracelet, blah blah blah. So Ricky Roberts is in the ring, and all of a sudden Bobby Lashley comes out to pretty much interrupt Elias. He comes out smiling. Didn't this guy, have his name soiled by Elias last week? What the fuck are you doing coming out smiling, man? You should come out with all guns blazing. What are you smiling about? Was Titus's cheesecake that tasty in catering? Like, what are you smiling about? I mean, did you have a good dental appointment with dentist? What the fuck are you smiling about? Did Apollo Crews come out and give you some new fresh whitening toothpaste? You happy about that? What the fuck are you smiling about? I don't understand this guy. Is this guy even booked for SummerSlam? I don't even know if he's booked for SummerSlam. I might have missed it. That's how much I care. Anyway, gets in the ring with Ricky Roberts. So Lashley turns his back, says that we already have a no-talent clown who plays guitar. His name is Elias. So Ricky Roberts attacks Bobby Lashley with a guitar shot to the back. And Bobby Lashley, I think, has looked the best he's ever looked in this 30 seconds. The spine buster that he did to this guy, Ricky Roberts, was fucking devastating. And the guy looked like the Bobby Lashley that we need to see. No smiling, no shit, all business. So after that, that was it. Bobby Lashley and Elias probably booked for SummerSlam. I might have missed it. I don't know. Is it? Do you care? Of course not. Triple threat match for the Raw Tag Team Championships. Deleters of Worlds. I can't even speak. The Deleters of Worlds. The fucking Irrelevance. Versus the Revival versus the B Team. The B Team win here. Apparently, Wyatt was on the outside with Dawson. He rolled Dawson into the ring. Dawson kicks Wyatt. Axel apparently tags in as Wyatt does a double Sister Abigail. The Revival then fight him off and give him the Shatter Machine. And Axel tagged in Dawson. One of those blind tags that I fucking hate. Now, I don't understand these triple threat matches, man. I don't understand why they are so illogically booked. Scott Dawson didn't realize that somebody tagged him on the back. He didn't realize what's going on. He didn't look around. He went right for the fucking cover. They made the Revival look like dumbasses. I didn't like that ending whatsoever. It wasn't a bad match. The fall that Matt Hardy took in this match looked like it fucking hurt. For a guy that has a fused pelvis and spine, who can't walk, certainly took a fucking nasty bump tonight off the top rope. Superplex to, I believe it was Dash, off the top rope onto everybody on the outside. One of them avalanche spots like that WWE has to, formulate in every triple threat match or multi-man match that they have. So they hit the Shatter Machine, does the Revival on Bray Wyatt. And Axel was the legal man all along. So after the Shatter Machine, he takes Dawson, throws him into Dash. they get tossed to the outside, and the B team steal another victory. And the B team retain the tag team championships. So this pretty much set up the tag team title match at SummerSlam for Monday Night Raw, which is on the pre-show. The SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships are on the main show, but the Monday Night Raw Tag Team Championships are on the pre-show. So that should gauge how important the Raw Tag Team Championships are compared to SmackDown. Pre-show garbage. The Revival more than likely, hopefully, will walk out the Tag Team Champions, but at this point, does it even matter? And what is it going to be worth to the Revival? Probably nothing. Bobby Roode, Apollo, and Titus O'Neil versus the Authors of Pain and Mojo Rawley. This match, none of these guys got introductions. Bobby Roode did not get a ring entrance. The Authors of Pain did not get a ring entrance. This match took place, or this match was starting while Michael Cole, Renee Young, and Corey Graves were selling the pepper spray on Roman Reigns. Oh, poor Roman. Roman Reigns beaten down by Brock Lesnar, the coward. And these guys were already in the ring. None of them got introductions. So the Authors of Pain now not only are delegated to fighting the team of Titus Catering, but now they're not getting ring introductions. So let's see. Let's look at the chronological order of events for the Authors of Pain. They have Paul Ellering removed from their tag team. They lose in a one-on-one situation to Apollo Crews. They lose this match tonight while not getting ring introductions. So you add all that up, what does that equal? Buried. The Burial of Pain is what they should be called. Are you fucking kidding me? This is what you're doing with the Authors of Pain. Why even call them up? Why even call them up? They are dead. Nobody cares about them. I cared about them in NXT. Now I don't care about them. Yet everybody wants the Young Bucks to come to Monday Night Raw. For what? To fight a bunch of dead tag teams? And Bobby Roode, can the guy get any lower? Week after week, we find this guy to be on the lowest of lows. And WWE seems to fucking outmanage to do themselves every single week. This guy was a fucking national treasure in NXT. The guy is nothing but fucking the mayor of Clownville on Monday Night Raw. The guy doesn't even get an entrance. He's all about an entrance, and WWE now seemingly took that away from him. Are you joking me? This is nothing. This was pretty much everybody in catering waiting for Titus's pies to be coming out of the oven. That's all this was. Titus Catering Worldwide wins here with Bobby Roode. Ruby Riott versus Sasha Banks. I mean, I don't give a fuck. What am I going to talk about? Why is this even happening? This match happened in the last 20 minutes of the show to a dead crowd. Fans were walking out at this point. And that is very disrespectful to both Ruby Riott and Sasha Banks because they are both two of the best female workers in the company. And they've made me not care. Again, I will reiterate. Ruby Riott, Bayley, Sasha Banks, and Asuka. Ember Moon, not on SummerSlam. What does that tell you? That means the women's revolution is nothing but a fucking joke. An absolute joke. Ruby Riott wins here with a distraction, of course. Because why else, or how else, would the Riott Squad win? Interference for the win. There you go. And that's your Monday Night Raw. That's my thoughts on the biggest stories coming out of Monday Night Raw. Those are your results for Monday Night Raw. I'm getting the fuck out of here. And thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, hit that thumbs up. Let me know what you guys think down below. If you missed Off the Script today, Off the Script episode 234, part number 3, live on the channel right now. Please make sure you guys go and check that out. Shock finish. Planned for SummerSlam. High Intensity 7. Me and Salamonster working for the first time together. Make sure you guys check that out. HOGWrestling.net. Come on by. NYC Arena will be in Jamaica, Queens. Come say what's up, man. I accept Corona as a form of payment. Believe that. Please make sure you guys support the podcast any way you can. Patreon.com/JD206. AudibleTrial.com/OffTheScript for your free trial. 1 month free of their service plus 1 free audiobook of your choice. Over 200,000 choices to choose from. Harrys.com/script. You guys are going to get a free trial shave set for free. Free. I didn't stutter, motherfucker. Free. Free. You're going to get a razor handle, blade, shave gel, and protective case, all for signing up with our unique link, harrys.com/script. All you guys have to do is pay shipping and handling, and I guarantee you guys, when you use it, you're going to believe in Harry's, and you're not going to use anything else whatsoever for your shaving needs, man. And on top of that, you're probably going to buy everything else that they got for their website, or that's on their website, man. It's good shit. I use a lot of their products, man, and it's fantastic. So that's a great way to support the show, as always. harrys.com/script, and you guys know the deal, man. Get your Summer Scam t-shirts. barbershopwindow.com/off-the-script. Please follow me on Twitter at JDFROMNY206. Hit that subscribe button down below, man. I'm going to be at 205th on Sunday afternoon with Ticket Drew and Justin LeBar from 3 to 6 p.m. for a big SummerSlam pre-show. Come on out. There's drink specials, wrestling-themed drink specials. So come on out, 205th. It's 3 blocks from the Barclays Center, right down the street from the Barclays Center. Come on out, hang with Ticket Drew, me, and Justin LeBar. It's going to be a great fucking time. And you guys wanted to know what we're doing on Saturday before TakeOver, man. I'm going to be in Brooklyn. I'm going to be doing my own meet and greet. We're going to announce it on Twitter. We already announced it. I'm going to announce it for the first time here. I'm going to be in Brooklyn. I'm going to be at 4th Avenue Pub on, I think it's, I don't know what street it's on, but it's 4th Avenue Pub. It's literally a 3-minute walk from the Barclays Center. So I'll be there from 2 to 5. If you guys want to come on down, it's a craft beer bar. You guys know I need my craft beer, man. So if you guys want to come on down on Saturday from 2 to 5, I'll be at the 4th Avenue Pub, I think it's called. So make sure you guys come on out. I will leave you guys the Facebook invite and the RSVP down below in the comment section. Look at the pinned comment. All the information you guys need is there, man. I'm fucking hot. I can't remember anything. I'm fucking hungry. I'm thirsty. I'm dehydrated, man. The humidity's killing me. I'm getting out of here. Thank you guys so very much for everything. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for more content this SummerSlam week right here on the channel. Until then, take care, and I will see you guys tomorrow for SmackDown Live. I'll talk to you later.